Crispy mornings, crispy evenings. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Critical Hitz Podcast. My name is PokeScout.
I am Gentle Gaming.
And this
is Critical Hitz.
Hope you guys are having a very lovely day today. Again, it's been a little crispy each morning, and we are enjoying that. We're enjoying our crispy mornings with some news from PokeBeach. Guys, we have had 2 new articles published from PokeBeach, both of which we are going to cover in today's podcast. The first one being Storm Emeralda. I don't know if you guys saw the news about this. Everybody was speculating the last couple of days that after the copyright that Pokemon put out for Storm Emeralda, people were thinking, oh, this is going to be a Mega Rayquaza focused TCG set, right? And there was some speculation that this might not be the case because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't line up with what the Pokemon company is going to do. Oh, Genelac's joking. He's joking, chat. Genelac, are you okay, buddy?
I will be.
Well, guys, as I was saying, yes, there was a lot of speculation that this was going to be focused around Mega Rayquaza, but that is just not the case anymore. It looks like it's going to be focused around Mega Zygarde, which totally makes sense. We could see from the leaks that we're already starting to get confirmed that Zygarde is going to have a Mega Z form. And also, what kind of name is Emeralda? I mean, they added the A purposely for the ZA mention. There's no way. I mean, come on. Do you agree with me or do you disagree?
I think it's okay. Here's my question. What the heck does the A stand for?
It stands for Arceus. I told you, Legend ZA is going to be Zygarde to Arceus. There's going to be some incorporation of Arceus in preparation for Gen 10. There's got to be. They have to bridge these because Legend ZA is not a spin-off game. It's a mainstream game.
It's a mainline?
Well, no, it's not a mainline, but in the sense of like they are adding mechanics. They're going to add Pokemon. I mean, they're adding Mega Pokemon, right? Are they just going to say those are not canon? You were discussing this, and you know this in greater detail than I do, but I would love to hear your opinion.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, come on. There's no way they don't link Legend ZA and the mechanics and the battling, the functions to other games and make it mainstream. And the A has got to be for Arceus. That's just my opinion in general.
Yeah, I mean, so I think it's fair to say that the Legends games, everybody thought that the Legend games were going to be spin-off games. Mm-hmm. Kind of like Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Yeah. Right? Like, that's a spin-off game. Mm-hmm. The Legends games are not spin-offs, in my opinion, because they add to the Pokédex. You had the Hisui region with Legends Arceus, which led to new Pokemon that could be used in every aspect of the Pokemon IP. The Legends games are not spin-offs. They are, in my opinion, mainline games. Now, they don't fit the general criteria of mainline with brand new Pokédex, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
But they kind of do because it's a brand new region.
Yeah, but doesn't that make sense, though? I mean, that's the idea behind this. In Legend ZA, yes, it's not giving us brand new Pokemon that we know of yet, and it's not introducing us to a new region.
But
it is building on... Yeah, Legends
Arceus was a brand new Pokemon. Hisuian Electrode is a brand new Pokemon.
Yeah, but do people count that as a spin-off game, or do they count it as a mainline game?
I don't know. It's interesting, because like Alola, the Alola region has Alolan Ninetales and Alolan... Raticate and blah, 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 blah. But it also did have net new starters. And I think that's the delineation that people make. Okay. Is a mainline game has to have new starters. Most of the time, that's what people say. So I don't know where we put the Legends games, because the Legends games get a new region, they add to the Pokédex, but they don't give us new starters. So they kind of sit in between. They're definitely canon.
Okay.
But they are not mainline.
Gotcha. All right. I mean, I guess that makes sense to me a little bit.
This is the classic, like, what's a master set versus a grandmaster set? Like, all of us are going to... It's all up to interpretation, in my opinion. I think the Legends games are not spin-offs, though. I can say that definitively because they add to canon.
Yeah. I think our interpretations are correct.
That's it. So do I.
Well, I love that delineation, though. Right? That they are adding to the canon storyline, or they are adding new regions, or adding to the Pokédex, right? Because if Pokemon didn't want that to be canon, they wouldn't officially put that in the games to then add to the Pokédex, right? And introduce it into the video games, the VGC, Pokemon Go, whatever, but they've been doing that. Right. So they're acknowledging it as canon, which in this form in Legend ZA, if they introduce any new Pokemon, I gotta assume they're immediately going to be made canon.
Now let me ask you a question.
Okay, what's your question?
How would you feel about Legend Z ending on a cliffhanger for the first time ever.
Ending on a cliffhanger? Are we talking cliffhanger in regards to like a Zygarde power up, realizing that it could be more powerful than Arceus? Or are we talking a cliffhanger in like the journey we are like halfway to unlocking Zygarde or Mega Zygarde? What are you inferring?
I'm inferring here that you complete the story, you learn everything you can about Zygarde, and then they drop a little teaser or a little breadcrumb that is like, you thought that the final boss fight is over, and then you hear like a cry that sounds like Arceus in the distance, and then they cut to a black screen.
Bro, that would be a low voltage situation for me. I'd be pretty pissed. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That would suck, man. I don't think I would
love that.
I think love Pokemon a cliffhanger.
Yes.
No, dude.
I
don't
think
love
Pokemon
should
do more.
No.
I think Pokemon should do more of it. Hey, listen, we talk about One Piece fairly frequently on this podcast, even though neither of us, it's not a One Piece podcast, but we talk about it every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's why One Piece is so viral all the time. It's because nobody can figure out what Oda's planning or doing, and he always leaves things on cliffhangers. And you could say what you want about it.
Nope.
But it is so peak.
I do not think Pokemon needs cliffhangers, dude. I hate cliffhangers. I hate them. Hot take.
Oh,
I appreciate and respect cliffhangers, but I hate them. I hate them.
Let us know in the comments.
No, don't even let me know down in the comments. I don't want to know.
Who do you agree with? Yeah. Who do you agree with? Do you think a cliffhanger or two between games would be amazing or terrible?
No, see, if this was like a cliffhanger between like Ruby and Emerald and Sapphire and Emerald, yes, I would take that. It's still within the region, and then you're doing like some build up in regards to battling into Rayquaza. But you're getting that intro. That I would take. This, no, I don't think
lose his mind.
No, dude. Well, now if they did a cliffhanger where it was like, hey, since we can use Pokemon Home to send like all of our Pokemon between video games and so on and so forth, if it was like Legend ZA as a game, you battle through, you complete, the entire mission, you get to the end, and then your cliffhanger brings you back to Legends Arceus, that would be super interesting.
No,
right?
I'm saying brand new. They're like
No.
It's an ode to Gen 10, and your Scout would just be over here like this.
No.
I need to know.
No,
I need
dude,
to know.
I'm so serious. No, I would love a callback or a, hey guys, since a lot of people already have this game, yada yada yada, or do like some promo. Hey, you guys are gonna want Legends Arceus because at the end of the game, when you're finished, you can do your encounter or interaction into Legends Arceus against Arceus. No, dude, I think that'd be great. I would agree with that. I don't want to do a cliffhanger for me to
He doesn't want this
cutscene,
scene, man.
No, I do not, bro. People that like
it's all about the tension.
It's no, what? I'm kidding. No, nobody likes.
What
tension.
were we talking about? Emeralda. Let's. Okay, so
go back.
So, and I had a question for you actually too.
What's your question, buddy?
So this is a cool update from PokeBeach. However, I would not consider PokeBeach a leak anymore. I honestly consider PokeBeach a media outlet for Pokemon. I swear he has some kind of contract with them where I don't consider it a leak. He's not. Like I think they're okay.
I think he is a verified news source. I do not think that he is a leak anymore, or that he's got a team of people like hacking or tracking Pokemon's IP and seeing what they're copywriting and stuff. I think that PokeBeach has some sort of deal. And PokeBeach, if you ever watch this, bro, or somebody that knows PokeBeach watches this, please let us know. We're just curious, right? Just give us a thumbs up if we're right, thumbs down if we're wrong. I just want to know.
You know what? Come on the podcast.
Oh, dude,
come be a guest.
That'd be so cool. But
I have so many questions for you.
Yeah, I would say that he's a legitimate news source. I do think that Pokemon would be, I don't know, not wise in accepting PokeBeach as a legitimate news source. I just think it'd be a very smart move of them to say, you know what, we already have our ways that we want to put it out, and we think that PokeBeach gets enough attraction and has enough attention across social media that it's only smart for us to give him confirmation in regards to what we're doing.
I think they do that, though. I think they do that behind closed doors. They haven't announced a partnership with him, but if they wanted to shut him down, it would have already happened long time
That's
ago.
what I'm saying, right?
They're clearly okay
under
with
NDAs.
100%. So I don't consider him leaks. However, the people going in and mining, it bugs me. It bugs me to the nth degree because I want to know what Pokemon wants me to know. I don't want to know more. because they're very curated around what they release to where it doesn't ruin the story. I hate it. You know how I feel about like leaks. Like Legends of Day comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to turn my phone off soon. It's gonna happen. I'm going dark mode because I do not want leaks.
Drama.
You know, I'm going dark mode.
No,
I'm going dark mode because I love playing it blind. I love playing it blind.
No,
and by blind, I mean I know. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I know that, like, Dragonite has a Mega. I know Victreebel has a Mega because Pokemon wants me to know that, right? And they're trying to teach me the basic mechanics. Yeah. I don't want to know all 130 Mega Evolutions and every boss and the most optimal way to play. I hate that crap. And I really wish the community would stop mining that stuff out of the games. It bugs me.
I don't know if I agree. I mean, I agree to a certain degree. Okay, and
you don't even play the games.
No, whoa. I still play Emerald and Heart Gold. But no, seriously though, like I don't know if I can totally agree with you in this case because number one, I will say that I agree with I don't like leaks in the sense of like I don't like movie leaks. You know what I mean? I don't like stuff getting spoiled
you don't want to know how it ends,
right? Yes,
yeah.
And I don't like playthrough leaks, right? I don't want to know like for example, Halo. You know when people are like, "Hey, the skull is here," you know, on this rock, you got to run behind this bush or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
no, you're supposed to find it. It's supposed to be hard.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying is I would agree with you there. But as far as like mining and letting me know like, hey, what are the upcoming sets called? No, I would love to see those kind of leaks. That way I can start making inferences about what to do with my collection and what I need to start buying, right?
Okay, so you don't mind the Pokemon card leaks.
I don't mind the TCG leaks at all whatsoever because now I get to make inferences about what I should start doing with my collection. I think that's something that I'm very appreciative of, but when it comes to the video games, I don't like those leaks. I really want to play through it. And honestly, I kind of want to have some rage moments like when I was a kid. Like, why can't I get past this gym leader? Why can't I do, you know what I mean? Like, there's stuff that I want to learn because I miss doing it. No. There's no way you can't tell me on some level you miss being a kid and you're just like, I can't figure this out, man. And then you're like,
no, I agree with you completely. No, I agree with you completely. And I'll take it a step further. Spoiler alert for anybody listening. I'm about to say a spoiler for Scarlet and Violet. It's not really a spoiler anymore because the game's been out for so many years. Do you know my jaw dropped when Larry, the normal type gym leader, turned out to be in the Elite Four and he has like this whole operation in his cafe?
Yep.
That was so sick.
Yeah.
And I know that came out like a week before. People were like, Larry's actually a freaking Elite Four. I was like, dude, I'm so glad I didn't see that stuff.
That's fair. I mean, Larry was kind of a shock and awe moment. 100%. Which
Larry was probably one of my favorite gyms ever.
Dude, I'll say this. This leads me to my next question to this. I don't want to get off topic, but what is a shock and awe moment from Pokemon VGC that just sticks with you to this day?
I could think of a bunch. I mean,
let's hear it. Hey, just say a couple.
I think the biggest one was when Volo had a Giratina for the second time.
That's fair. Yeah.
That was the hardest boss fight. I thought I was done. I was like, yeah, I got him. Then he comes back in origin form, and my team is just in shambles. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to go through a second Giratina. So that was one.
Yep.
When we actually find out that the professor got murked.
Yes. That was going to be...
Okay. That was wild. What else? I saw Rose coming a mile away. I actually think Sword and Shield's story was kind of crap. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I'm not super worried about Sword and Shield. My number one was going to be finding out that the professors got deleted. That blew my mind.
Dude.
I could not...
The fact that they actually unalived somebody was crazy.
Yeah. And all canon. It was a cutscene. It was like, this is wild.
Well, and then I remember I called you because I was playing the DLC and I happened to go to that little pool, the DLC, and I was like, they came back! I was like, this is crazy. So I actually think, and I've been on record for saying this, I think Scarlet and Violet's plot and writing is some of the best ever in Pokemon history. Seriously. I think it was so good from a plot perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, Kukui and Alola, that was a little bit of a shock and awe moment, to be honest, but you kind of could figure. I mean, dude's walking around with an Incineroar, like you kind of know. You kind of know, right?
No, you knew. It wasn't a kind of. I mean, I was like, I was sold.
It's like, that dude's definitely going to be like the final boss guy, for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Let's see.
But hey, so we were talking about leaks. I do want to kind of move away from the leaks just for a quick moment because I realized that this had happened. Guys, we were talking about PokeBeach. We will link PokeBeach down in the comments below, but you guys have to check out some of the articles that he has put out lately because he just published an article today that kind of blew my mind a little bit in realizing what Pokemon might be doing with the TCG moving forward. And I'm not going to say that they are going to print, more product and with harder pull rates, but after Prismatic Evolutions and then after this latest article, I'm a little worried is what I'll say. I'm a little cautious because PokeBeach did let us know that TCGPlayer, or I believe someone on TCGPlayer, opened 5,000 packs to identify the pull rates for a bunch of different cards. And they let us know gold cards, the Mega Lucario and the Mega Gardevoir EX gold rares have a pull rate of 1 in 1,260 packs. That is unreal, egregious, bro. I mean, that is sickening, dude.
That is 35 booster boxes. That is 6 cases. That is 6 cases, dude, for one card.
I was looking at the price in English, like what the starting price was right now, and I saw the Gardevoir was like $600 or $700. Why is it $600 or $700? You ask. Because of the pull rates, and I didn't clock that. I was just like,
it's just
a gold, dude. No, I was like, it was just a gold card. Like, there's no reason gold cards should be this expensive. But lo and behold, they make the pull rates so damn hard. They are upping the value of gold cards. And in my mind, I'm like, maybe I should buy some more gold cards from the Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield era because people are gonna be like, yo, these gold cards are actually kind of cool, and I can't pull these ones out of Mega Symphonia or Mega Brave or whatever.
No, anyway, these are different though. These are a completely different class. Here's what I'll say though: we don't know if they're doing a Mega Evolution reprint or not. I would guess that they are.
I would say they are.
I don't. And what that would mean is if the rarity becomes less rare in that second wave, those boxes are going to be expensive, right? That second print run, because basically what you're telling me is the first print run didn't have any golds in it.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's basically what it feels like. It feels like out of
that's basically what we're saying.
1.4 million packs they printed, you're only going to see 1,000 copies of the Lucario.
And you know what? You know who I think they're copying here. This is not
Gathering.
No. Well, kind of, but Magic doesn't have gold cards. Who did this first is not first, but more prominently, One Piece and Dragon Ball.
Because Dragon Ball did any Dragon Ball, and I don't even know,
Dragon Ball did the God Rare, right? Which was kind of like a gold version. Vegeta, I think, was the first one that came out. Okay. So I think Pokemon wants 1 or 2 of these like crazy marquee cards per set. I think they like it. Maybe not every set, but most sets.
I think that is an interesting take because I don't disagree with it. I think Pokemon, and at some point, dude, there's no way this doesn't happen. And if it doesn't, good for Pokemon. I'm glad they don't do it, or I'd be glad if they don't do it. But that is numbered cards.
Oh no, we can't do it. No, you can't. I
don't think it will happen. I'm just
saying.
They
can't.
If they do,
they can't do serialized cards. They can't.
Why do you say that?
Scout, because it ruined the hobby. Like, quite literally ruined. Like, nobody... You don't understand what that would do. That set...
I don't think
people would die. No, people would die. You don't get it. Post Malone bought the 1-of-1 Lord of the Rings thing.
Terrible purchase, by the way.
And there was only one of them.
Yeah.
And that's for Magic the Gathering, which is a significantly smaller IP.
Yeah.
If they did serialized cards... They no longer care about the community. I'll say it straight up because nobody in the community, Pokemon Network, is not going to be able to afford that card. Somebody like Logan Paul, there are going to be private equity firms that are going to try to buy that card.
Oh God,
straight up.
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro.
The illustration Pikachu would be worth half as much.
That's fair.
Like, we're talking a card in the multi 7-8 figure number.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Dude, could you imagine?
Even if it was serialized like 1 in 1,000, it'd be a... Well, look at the Mew. Yeah. Look at the Mew. The Mew is a good example of that.
But that's what I'm
It's
saying.
1,500.
That is a serialized card in a sense. They have a defined number
But they didn't put the number on there.
No,
Yeah.
I don't care. They already have a definitive number of copies. They are moving towards it. I'm just saying.
But they can't put the number on there.
Dude, it doesn't matter. At some point, if they already did it with one promo, what's to stop them from doing it more with less copies? Oh, dude, I'm telling you, I know you want them to not. I am just saying it is not impossible. I know it would be a problem, but it's not impossible for them to do that. I'm telling you, it's probably going to happen at some point, and I think the number one Pokemon it should happen with is Shadow Lugia, and I legitimately think that it might happen with it. No, I mean, like, I'm not saying in the sense of it being a one-of-one copy, but they did this promo with the Mew. It's got 1,510 copies. We all know it. We're talking about buying one, so I don't want you to sit here and tell the people that it's a bad purchase and that it's, the
No,
Pokemon
I'm not saying it's a bad purchase.
No, but like that the Pokemon company's not going to do serialized cards or stocked cards. It's going to happen.
I'll be honest.
It is.
Here's the thing. The Pokemon company has to be really careful. Because when you start to have that much money flying around, they have to be very careful that they don't know the purchaser. There could be no ties back to the individual buying the card.
Okay, why?
Because that is the definition of insider trading.
Okay, so you're saying in a sense that they have to ensure what? Okay, are you saying like the CEO needs to not know? I mean, you do realize Pokemon's the largest franchise in the world. It is really hard for someone to be like, oh, I don't know this billionaire, or I don't know these like million followered influencers, or like, I mean,
I'm saying is that money can never trace back to the Pokemon company in any way.
I'm kind of missing the mark here. In what sense would it go to the Pokemon company in any way? Like, let's say the Mew was only 100 copies. Let's say it is only 100 copies, and it went out to players at events, right? And it said, "Hey guys, we're doing a 10,000 player event, top 100 players. Get this Mew Chinese illustration rare."
Sure.
There's 100 copies. That's it.
So I was talking about like a one of one. Basically what I'm saying is they would be in hot water if one of their employees pulls the card.
Oh, okay.
This has to be, it can't have it's that there's like, dude, this is the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Yeah.
Right? There's a whole fallacy around it. Willy Wonka didn't have employees. He had Oompa Loompas. Why is that?
Because they weren't greedy. I don't know.
Because they weren't greedy. No, he goes because they weren't greedy, because they don't eat chocolate.
Yeah.
Right? And so what that whole fallacy is around your Pokemon, the people who work for the Pokemon company, both the Japanese conglomerate and the every corporation underneath that umbrella cannot own this card, because then it looks like collusion.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, that's a wild thing that they have to worry about in regards to a.
But they do. They
card.
Only have to worry. Now they only have to worry about that based on the number. Nobody's gonna, six figures. Nobody's gonna bat an eye. When I say nobody, I mean like financial bodies. Nobody's gonna care about us. 100,000. You got to get into the multi millions, billions round for this. But dude, if they come out with a one of one Shadow Lugia, how much do you think it goes for,
bro? I'd take a loan out for 100 million. I would. How
much? I mean,
on that. a one of one Shadow Lugia. There's no price tag. Literally no price tag.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I couldn't fathom that number.
If I mean, there's price tag. Is there? There's price tag for everything.
There is, but I couldn't fathom it. I literally, dude, a one of one Shadow Lugia. I don't know if I could sell it for $100 million. You know what I mean? Like
okay. You know what? I want to know down in the comments.
I'm so serious,
guys.
bro.
What's the number? What's the number for you? Because we just did an agree or disagree on like a 10 million versus 100 million, giving up the hobby in general.
Yep.
Anybody who's listening, what's your number? And let's say you pull a one of one serialized card. Let's use Shadow Lugia as an example, because Scout and I love Shadow Lugia. What's your number? Because I think there is a number for me. There is.
Yeah.
To own the Shadow, I would get a picture with it. I would make a whole video about it. I would say, hey, I own this. I pulled this. Sweet. And then I sold it for $100 million.
Dude, I don't know. I think this would be one of those things that I would take to the grave And it would literally be like, guys, I know this is a materialistic thing that I have held on to all this time.
People are going to...
No. Let me finish. Let me finish now. I would take it to... I would literally have it up till the day I died. And I would write it in my will, just say, hey, it's going to go to my kids or whatever. Or, hey, kids, I know you guys don't want this, right? I am going to sell this before I die and split the money amongst you guys. Like, period. That's what I would do. But for the time that I am alive, dog, I am keeping that card. A 1-of-1 Shadow Lugia. I really couldn't do it. I cannot fathom anything over $50 million. I really can't.
Well, that's what I think. Yeah, my number would be 100 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't fathom anything over that. So at that point, that somebody comes and offers me 100 million or $1 billion, like what are you offering me? You are technically offering me freedom with a ton of headache.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of taxes involved. Yes. I want 100 million after taxes, to be clear.
100 million after tax, even if it was 100 million pre-tax, that is still $71 million. Am
I doing it for 70 mil? I'm trying to think of what the number is here.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think, dude, there's no number for me. I would enjoy it for the rest of my life. I really
Oh, no,
would.
There's definitely a number. No, there's definitely a number for me.
Not for
because
me, man.
Because I would rather have, my dream and is to have one of every booster box.
Yes.
And if I can own one of every booster box for, I haven't done the math, but I'm assuming it's somewhere between 5 and 10 million, right? To own at one of every booster box.
Yeah.
So if I could go one of every booster box, go grab a first edition base set Charizard because I'm a boomer, right? Like go grab all this stuff and basically have my whole collection for one card. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because this 1-of-1 Shadow Lugia this would be the highest card. Anyway, we're going way too far down this rabbit hole.
I'm sorry. We went way too far down the road. We were talking about all the releases and everything about PokeBeach, and I'm so sorry that we got so off track. But just so you guys know, PokeBeach, best place to go check out and get information. And I think it is wild that the Mega Evolution set currently has a 1 in 1,260 pack pull rate for gold cards. That is blowing my mind.
$500 or $600 might be low.
Yeah, I think $500 or $600 is appropriate, especially for the two Pokemon that are in them, Lucario and Gardevoir, very popular Pokemon. But I don't see those cards breaking $1,000 right now.
So I always base it off of like how much sealed product would you have to buy to get the card, and then put a ratio on there.
All right.
So what you're telling me is I have to buy 36 boxes of Mega Evolutions to even hit the pull rate, right? Yeah. So how much is 36 booster boxes?
What did 36 booster
of Mega Evolutions?
$36,000.
No.
All right, sorry.
It's not $1,000 per booster box right now.
$3,600.
Well, more than that. Nobody's getting Mega Evolutions for $100.
Okay, I'm talking about distro 2 stores right now.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like market. I'm talking market price, right? So I think for the sake of math,
MSRP. Are you gonna do 150?
No.
Do 200 then.
Yeah, because I'm not buying these cards at MSRP. That's not how this works. This is all market. We're staying within the market. So let's say for ease of math, $200 for a Mega Evolutions booster box. I think that's a little low, but let's say that.
Okay.
So that's what 36 times 2. We suck at math. What is that? 72? So you're telling me it's 7,200 at a shot at the raw copy. And what you're telling me is that I should be able to pay less than, what is that, 1% or is that 10%? Less than 10% of the booster box for the chase?
Yeah.
No. Chases are normal or sometimes rival the price of the booster box.
Wait, did you just say you're paying less than 10% for all those booster boxes, not for just one booster box? You're paying you're paying 3 times the cost of the booster box for the card.
But for the hit rate. So I think these cards, like if I'm doing my math, if I'm saying what I would be able to spend on these, if the hit rates stay true to all this, I think raw copies will be worth $1,500.
Okay. Man, my thing is, I appreciate your math.
Because there aren't any.
But that is just wild to me in assuming that if you were to buy 35 boxes at a market price of $200 a box, which it is currently not $200 a box. I want to say it's like $225 or $250. So you're spending $10,000 on boxes. If the card goes for $500, then that's what? 2%.
I want to find the pop report.
None have been graded
of
yet.
This at all.
Yeah, none have been graded yet. I don't think any of the 1-day turnaround PSA submission times have included Lucario or Mega Gardevoir yet.
Bro, so that's what I'm saying. What's in 3 months' time? What's going to be the population report of a PSA 10 of this card? Are we looking at a pop report of less than 10?
No, in 3 months, no, not a chance.
What if we are?
No. I'd refuse to believe it. There's no way.
Scout's like, oh God.
Dude, I'm telling you. What's the date today? The 29th or the 30th?
30th.
Okay, in 90 days, we're going to look back at this episode, and I'm going to say right now, to me in 90 days, to future me with future problems, all right? I am betting that at that time, the Mega Gardevoir and Mega Lucario have a PSA 10 population number of over... I'm going to say 1,800.
Oh, I'll take the under. You'll take
the under?
I'm taking the under on that. 1,800?
1,800. Deal.
Is that them combined or separate?
That's them combined.
So 900 each.
900 each.
That's a little closer, but I'll still take the under.
You'll still take the under? Okay. All right. So yes, Let me clarify. 900 a piece, 1,800 together.
Which is still crazy low.
Well, it's still crazy low, but I think everybody is going to want to get it graded as soon as it gets pulled.
Yeah, if you pull it, you grade it.
That's
There's
what I'm
very
saying.
few ungraded copies going into the...
Yeah, there are a few cards that are like, hey, I'm going to pull this and then not get it graded. You know what I mean? Those are cards that when they get pulled, they're going to get graded, especially once the news gets out. 1 in every 1,260 packs. That is just awful. Awful. Almost aggravating.
That's rough, bro.
Yeah.
I will say, though, I was watching a TikTok, and a couple were ripping. They were doing a pack battle in a restaurant. Okay. I don't know which. It looked like a Chipotle or something.
Yeah.
He was ripping and she was ripping. Everybody was saying it was staged, but I don't know how you'd stage this.
Okay.
But he pulled the Mega Lucario SIR, and she pulled the Gardevoir SIR in the pack.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding.
No shot.
Yep. And so he was freaking out because he was a little bit ahead of her. So he pulls it first and he does the gasp and he's freaking out. And then she pulls it and he doesn't even notice she pulled the Guardy because he's still oogling over the Lucario thinking there's no way anything could be pulled differently.
Yeah.
But
dude, if I were them, I'd bought a lottery ticket last night.
For real. That's crazy. So
freaking wild.
That's the one thing I'll say about these having such terrible hit rates, the golds.
Yeah.
They're arguably not even the chase. I think people like the SIRs better.
Well, of course, everybody likes the SIRs better, but this is probably Pokemon's way of trying to drive some attention to the gold
towards
cards.
The golds.
Yeah,
making them crazy rare.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing I would do if I were Pokemon. If I know that I am about to bring back, because essentially what they're doing is they're bringing back like tag team cards, right? Because they probably saw the success with the Charizard and the Mewtwo, right? As far as engaging in battles and the Venusaur and the Charizard from previous XY promos, and thinking, wow, we really like this dynamic a part of trading cards. Let's continue to do that, which is why they were doing it with the Lucario and the Venusaur, right? And I mean, everybody wants those cards. Those are great artworks. They incorporate multiple Pokemon. I'm a big multiple Pokemon trading card artwork kind of guy.
You've always said that, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So they're going to have to drive attention to these other cards some way, somehow, and that attention, whether positive or negative, is now really hard pull rates. Damn near impossible.
I mean, and so I think what's interesting too is because like it's the special illustrations were what 1 in 101,
something like that.
So maybe it's kind of funny to me, like. Yeah, it's like 1 in 100 versus 1 in 1,000. Yeah. Like it's quite literally 10 times harder to pull the gold cards. So I thought that was interesting.
That's crazy, man. Well, you know what? And guys, spinning our wheels here on how hard pull rates are. I don't think we need to keep doing that because what I want to hear is my best bud over here went to Vancouver while I was out and about playing around doing some goofy stuff. My man went to Vancouver and got to have a grand old time playing Pokemon Go. And buddy, I want to hear more about this experience, and I want to hear a real quick snippet about the Pokemon Go community as far as attending events. What did you get from it? Was it a big event, small event? Did you enjoy it first and foremost? Was the event better than your experience at New York? So on and so forth, buddy. Come on, talk to me.
Yeah. So I'll make a post. You guys are getting the unfiltered early access to this because everybody's been asking me. So pause. So yeah, everybody always asks me, is it worth it? is it worth it to go to in-person events? Am I going to get all the rarest stuff? How were the drop rates? What was the shiny rate like? And here's what I'll say. In the past, it was very worth it to go to in-person events to grind the actual output, to get higher shiny odds, to get rarer Pokemon, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Of recent events, ever since the Scopely acquisition, I would argue that they're trying to make it a little bit more fair for the individuals who don't go to in-person events, which it's a double-edged sword. Because the people who go are like, what the heck? I spent money. I'm here. I should be, compensated for that in the form of rarer stuff.
Yeah.
And it still happens, but it's not like guaranteed. So I'll give you an example. I haven't done my vlog yet for Vancouver, but the rarest thing in Vancouver was a Safari Hat Eevee.
Okay.
And the way that you got the Eevee was you had to walk around the city, and there were certain spots in the city that had a stamp. They called it a stamp rally.
Okay.
So you would walk there in the game, you would hold down on your phone, you'd get a stamp on your stamp postcard, and then you would get an Eevee encounter. So you would only get one at that location, and you got a maximum of 8 per day.
What?
So 16, that's it. So you had to walk around the whole city. The event ran from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and you would get 8 Eevee. That's it. Okay?
Okay.
So you walk around, and what you're hoping for a hundo or a shiny, right? Because then it would be extra rare. But the Eevees are already rare, because the only people who have them are the people who go to this event, to City Safari Vancouver.
Yeah.
So I did 2 full days, thousands and thousands of steps, and I did not get a shiny. I went 0 for 16. My wife got 1, and then I was in a big group, and you usually got about 1 per account. There were a few people that got 2, and a lot of people that didn't get any. But if you got 1, you only got 1.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'll say is like the rarity of these things, it's not high. Like it's not a common thing. It's not a sure thing if you go that you're going to get this thing.
Yep.
And so if that's why you're going, I don't think it's worth it. That would be my answer to somebody.
Ooh.
However, that's not the only reason you go.
Okay.
There is a community within a community at these in-person events. Well, you're going because you are meeting the top tier people of the hobby. Like these are the people who, they're either the best collectors, so they can trade you the best stuff, or they're streamers. I actually got to meet PokeDaxi. Shout out Daxi. Dude is an awesome guy. He had a little meetup, at Andy Livingston Park. And then I got to talk to him for a little bit after and the next day too. Super nice guy. Got a picture with him.
Dude, that's awesome.
And right. So there is more to it than just going to catch the stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I always tell people is if you're going just to catch the stuff, you're going to be disappointed. You might be really happy because you might strike luck, and get a bunch of stuff. But if you're going to go, explore the city, plan dinners, plan events after and before the actual Pokemon Go event, hang out with people, trade, meetups, do all that stuff.
Gotcha.
That makes it worth it.
Yeah.
That's what would make it worth it. And I think a lot of the people are just like, where is my shiny Eevee? This was a bust. This event was a bust. I didn't view it like that because I got to see people that I hadn't seen since Pokemon Go Fest New York, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying is these people travel around, right? And so you see old friends and you do lucky trades with them and they trade you an armored Mewtwo or something. I do not have my armored Mewtwo yet, but yeah, so I think that it's worth it, but for different reasons than people originally think.
Okay. Well, I mean,
don't go down there just for the Pokemon.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That sounds like it sucks a little bit. Like, no, seriously. As somebody that casually plays Pokemon Go, I don't play it as hard as you, right? But if I'm out and about, I will.
It would not be worth it for you.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm gonna play Pokemon Go, I want to catch Pokemon, and I want there to be incentives behind it because I'm there. But
sure.
I want them to be rewarded incentives, and this Eevee thing sounds like it should have been at least 32 encounters between 2 days. It should have been like one every 30 minutes or one every 15. I don't know. It should have just been everywhere, in my opinion. But it's
they made it crazy exclusive. It was crazy exclusive.
But that's kind of dumb. I don't like that, man. Like I'm going to this event. I'm paying a lot of money. Reward me. Make me want to do this again. That would not make me want to do that event again.
And that's why I say it's not worth it for most people. If you're planning on, it was the same thing with New York.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say New York was better from a Pokemon Go event perspective than the global was for shiny rates. It's not a boosted, like you don't have a higher shiny rate just because you go versus the global event. And there's some discord around that because some people are like, I don't have the money to fly. Why do these people get better rates than me because they go in person, right? Yeah. They're like, that's not, so I could see both sides, right? The individuals who are going, they're probably saying, hey, I'm spending extra money. I should be getting more stuff.
Yeah.
And the individuals who aren't going or can't afford it should be like, hey, this isn't fair. This isn't an inclusive game. So Pokemon can't win with this. Niantic cannot win. I guess Scopely technically is the owner now. Scopely can't win here. But yeah.
Okay, interesting. Well, I mean, either which way, dude, I'm still glad that you attended Vancouver.
I had a blast.
It sounds like you had a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what matters. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not.
But it was also stupid convenient for me too, right? Yeah, like I'm in Seattle, so I drove. I drove up there. I didn't even fly, right? So like, I had to pay for a hotel, but we enjoyed it, right? Like my wife and I went to sushi that night at our favorite sushi restaurant in Vancouver. So like, there are ways to do it and treat it like a little mini vacation.
Bro,
I did get some shiny Mudbray. So what?
You know how I know you're bougie?
How?
Is because you just said, we went to our favorite sushi restaurant in Vancouver. I know that you're only a 2.5 hour drive from Vancouver, but the fact that you have been up there enough where you're like, we went to our favorite sushi place, and we went into our favorite bar, totally exclusive.
This is the third time I've been to that sushi restaurant.
That's crazy. That is wild, man.
It's really
want
good.
to know my favorite sushi place? Mark and Spencer's down the way, the grocery store. I get a bento box.
Listen, man,
$2.99.
we all have our vices, and sushi is one of them.
That's totally fair. I need to lay off the cookies and start eating more sushi.
I mean, let me ask you a question.
What's
let me flip this back on you.
Okay.
Let's say Collecticon.
Ooh,
right?
Yeah.
Let's say that Pokemon does an exclusive drop of cards at Collecticon.
Oh, Jesus.
And you can only get them there. However, the pull rates are horrible.
Okay.
But you had a chance at it. And you wouldn't have had a chance otherwise. You would never have gotten to rip these packs. You will never touch these packs unless you go. Yeah. But you pull nothing. Was it worth it?
No.
Then you're standing true to it, because that's basically what we're saying with the Eevee stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to say no. And that's like in a sense of the Mew that we've been talking about for the last 20 minutes, right? It's an exclusive play promo that you receive once you have played 15 games across, China's whatever, the Play Pokemon events. Yeah, you need to complete challenges, but you're guaranteed that card, right? So if it was something where, hey,
until they run out,
this, yes. But hey, you're attending this and you need to complete this. Like, here's your chance at it, and if you do it, you're guaranteed, right? You're like, if you're doing actions, opening a pack is luck, right? If it's like a skill-based thing of like, hey, you need to win these tournaments. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So and yes, I know there's luck behind winning some TCG tournaments, right? Whether or not somebody.
No, I get your argument.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm not trying to play devil's advocate against myself, but
it's complete luck versus luck plus skill. Like, let's be honest here.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So no, I don't think that would be worth it. I don't think going to a Collecticon at the chance for exclusive packs that people honestly might pocket. Let's be honest. Yeah. People are going to get there and they're going to pocket them and be like, yo, guys, hey, these packs that Pokemon Company just gave out.
And you scalp them.
There's this card. Yeah, let's scalp it. So this pack's now going to be $1,500. Like, nobody cares, dude. I'd hate that.
I mean, people are scalping the Eevees.
I believe people are selling the Eevees, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way they're not.
People are selling the Eevees.
Yeah. They're probably selling like armored Mewtwo's too and stuff.
It's a whole thing. I don't want to talk about that because I don't want to endorse it. But I wasn't the only person who had a fun weekend. You, my friend, had was it the Reading card show?
The Reading card show, yes, sir. Yes, it was.
Yeah. How was that?
It was freaking spectacular. It was awesome. Dude, it was cracking me up because so the Reading Card Show host, right? Shout out to the Reading Card Show. You guys were freaking incredible on Saturday. This is their second event. And the first one I heard went fairly well, right? So everybody was like, hey, dude, you got to come to the second one. Reached out to them, said, hey, guys, I would love some tables. I'd love to join in as a sponsor. They said, okay, cool. Let's do it. Dude, I'm telling you, there are card shows that are bust, bro. They are awful.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they sent out a message to all the vendors, said, hey, guys, we've sold all 1,000 tickets. And we're looking at like this floor plan for the venue and where this event's being hosted. And I'm like, oh my God, 1,000 people in this like gymnasium. That's going to be tight, you know? And so
that's close to max occupancy, baby.
That's what I'm saying. And so I was like, oh my God, dude, I don't know how this is going to go. But 1,000 tickets, I mean, 1,000 people, that's a lot of foot traffic. I like what I'm hearing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We get there, dude. Show starts. It opens at like 9:30 for VIPs. And we were there. Like we were supposed to be packed up by 5 o'clock. I was still doing deals at 5:15.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
That's how you know. That's when you know.
Bro.
When they're like trying to kick people out.
Oh my God, dude. It was insane. It was awesome. Yeah. I cannot brag about it anymore. One of the best shows I've ever been to. It was the reception when you got there, right? They had security. I mean, they pulled out all the stops. It was very well executed. It was the fact that they just kept the foot traffic going throughout it and they were letting people in waves was awesome. It was awesome.
That's
all the
awesome.
other vendors there, man, clutched up. I mean, there were some vendors that I had major questions about, like PokeBeach. Dude, shout out to him. He helped me out with a couple of deals because I don't know Ace slabs very well, right, in the pricing for him. So he helped me out with a couple of deals.
We've talked about our foreignness to Ace.
Exactly, right? So he's a subject matter expert on Ace, and so I got to talk to him a little bit. Rizzy TCG, dude. I love me some Riz, man. He is spectacular. He got me in on, actually him and Min both, went through and getting me in on Sunday at the other card show. But dude, Reading was a highlight. The vendors that we got to work around were fantastic. The people that were walking up, actually shout out to, and I'm sorry that I don't remember your guys' names. We had 5 people walk up to the table at Reading. I know, and they at Reading, and they said, "Oh my God, we love your podcast." And I'm so sorry that I forgot your guys' names, and I should have wrote it down. But thank you guys for coming up to the table and telling us. I know, dude. I feel so bad. I really do. I feel really bad about it.
You know what, guys? If I was there, I would have remembered your names.
I'm sorry. I know. We know Ben. We know Ben was there. So
we know Ben.
Yeah,
we got Ben.
I remember. I know Ben. We remember Ben. But yeah, so dude, Reading was incredible. It was awesome. Sales were great.
So, question for you.
What's up?
Because you talked about the fact that 1,000 tickets got sold.
Yeah.
And you talked about it being in a gym.
Yeah.
So now I have a question for you as a vendor. Okay. When you're looking at an event,
yeah, do
you care more about okay, let's say that there are 500 tables and the tables are all sold out. So you know it's a big event, but you don't have any insight into how many tickets are sold. Or do you care more about, hey, we have 1,000 tickets sold, but you have no idea, but there's only 20 vendors. Which one would you be happier with?
Oh my God, the 1,000 people with 20 vendors. You're telling me I'm one of 20? They don't have a lot of options? Oh, dude, all day. All day long, right?
So it's all about the ticket sales. Yeah.
God, yeah. It's all about the foot traffic. If the foot traffic's not there, it could be the greatest venue ever.
Well, that's what's interesting, because every time you see it on Instagram, and it's like, hey, we've sold out all of our tables. That's because they're catering to the consumer. They want the consumer to be hype, and they want the consumer to be like, hey, oh my gosh, I'm going to have so many options. There's going to be so many vendors. There's so many cards.
Yep.
Right? But to the vendors, guys, when they hear sold out, 1,000 tickets, 1,500 tickets, 2,000 tickets, you're about to get some very high energy vendors in that event, because that's what it's the opposite to the vendor.
Yep, exactly. And so that's what I appreciate the most about being a vendor at a lot of these events where there are large amounts of foot traffic, is because I'm a high energy guy, dude. I mean, you know me, I'm a loud guy. I like getting to know people. I like meeting people. So anytime if anybody walks within my little 5 to 6 feet of space at my table, it's, and people that watch the podcast can confirm this, it'll be like, Hey, fellas, what's going on, y'all? If y'all got any questions at all whatsoever, feel free to holler at me, right? And just bring them over to the table, dude. Like, come here. Come on. Talk to me. Show me your binders, dude. No, I'm telling you, it's dangerous. It is dangerous. But yes, between the two. Now, here's something that I do take into account as a vendor, and this is just a tip for other vendors, is look at the floor plan. If they've published the floor plan, if it doesn't make sense, right? And they even give you the option, like, hey, you're going to be in this area of the event. Maybe it's not super worth it to go. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right? Because we had a couple of card shows that were at a terrible venue. I mean, god awful. And even though
you've talked about that.
Yeah, even though there was a good bit of foot traffic, nobody knew where the hell to go because it was one room and then, like one big hall and then multiple different rooms. Right? So
people aren't like popping into the classrooms and you're just,
because people don't want to be uncomfortable popping into the classrooms. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to.
I'm sure the hallway did great. I'm sure if you had a table in the hallway, you were a happy camper.
Oh god, yeah, dude, you were juiced. But no, if you were in the rooms, it's just bad. It just wasn't good, you know? So so I got to give another shout out. Reading, y'all did great. I appreciate it. And thank you guys so very much for working with me. I cannot wait to do more events. I seriously cannot.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll both do a writing event one day. Maybe I'll come across the pond and
keep
come
freaking
say hi.
asking you to, and you're just like, no, dude, I don't want to come to the UK. UK's weird. Guys, convince
That's
him.
not what I
UK,
say.
He says it all the time, guys. But
I say that flights are expensive.
Oh, you're fine. You can fly.
Okay.
You can fly to the UK one time, there and back. You're okay.
One time.
Yes.
Just once.
That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
One time.
Now we have to get into what the people want the most.
What do the people
want
the
most,
pal?
It's time to do some agree or disagrees.
Ah, okay.
Time.
All right.
It's time. It's time to do some agree or disagrees.
Okay.
Actually, I think we should let you do the first one.
Agree or disagree? 2026 will be the biggest year for Pokemon cards
ever.
3, 2, 1. Disagree.
Agree.
Really? Oh, wait. Is 2026 technically 30th anniversary?
Yep, that's next year.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking 2027 is when 30th anniversary.
I was going to challenge you here. I was like, Scout, next year it might be peak.
Yeah, no.
I'm not trying to hype stuff up too much, but
I agree. I mean, we do have, January 23rd is the new confirmed leak for the Mega Zygarde set, right? Because we got Phantasmal Flames coming out in October.
And then we have Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Emeralda.
Emeralda. If 30th anniversary sets are going to start coming out, like if we're going to get into that distinction,
it will.
Gen 10.
It'll be like next February. Yeah, sometime next, maybe not February, a little bit later, but it'll definitely be next year.
Okay, yeah, then it will be the biggest year for Pokemon cards, easily. Ever.
Ever.
Oh, dude.
Ever. I can't even.
Really cool. I thought about this. You know what would be awesome? Since Arceus is every typing, if in Gen 10, as a massive celebration for the TCG, they brought back every mechanic of cards into a set. So in one set, they did seriously. Like a part of the TCG, they were like,
he just wants anarchy, chat. That's all he wants.
Chat, I'm telling you, this would be so dope. This would be so dope. He's every type, right? Arceus is everything that he wants to be. It doesn't matter, or everything it wants to be, right? He doesn't care. Arceus is Arceus, the god of Pokemon. So what if the TCG set, the Arceus focused TCG set, was like, hey, you're gonna have like prime pulls, tag team pulls, legend cards, so on and so forth, right? But there's like, it's a mix. Every set is a mix of some of the best hits and rarest hits across the TCG for the last 30 years. Come on, dude. You can't tell me that wouldn't be awesome. You cannot sit there and lie to my face and say that wouldn't be the coolest damn thing ever in the history of the TCG.
Listen, I think it would be cool, but I think that they could do better things.
Oh my god.
That just sounds like too much.
No, it doesn't sound like too much.
It sounds like too much.
It sounds like the greatest thing ever. It sounds like the coolest freaking thing in the world. Like, and granted, it is kind of what Celebrations did, right? But Celebrations literally printed it and then just put a stamp on it, right? I want them to like make a prime card for a Gen 9 Pokemon. I want them to make a legend card for Yveltal and Xerneas. You know what I mean? Like that.
It'd be pretty sick.
Oh, it'd be so sick. So sick.
But here's the kind of sick. But here's the thing, right? We're getting the Emeralda set. We're getting the 30th anniversary set. We're getting Mega Evolutions to your. We have not seen a modern series start this hot ever. Sword Shield base was dog water.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlet and Violet base was booty.
Yeah.
We have not seen Sun and Moon base is just mid at this point, and it was horrible when it first came out.
I mean,
right?
Yeah,
so like,
you're not wrong. All the way back to
so
Black
this
and
is
White, Heart Gold Soul Silver was the last one that debuted that was actually good.
So what? That's what, and this was good. MEO1 was good.
Yeah,
I'll tell him. First Mega Evolution is good. So you have arguably the best series of the last 10 to 15 years. Mm-hmm. You got the 30th anniversary. You got Phantasmal Flames with what we're calling possibly one of the best Charizard cards ever, right? Because that's coming out, you said, in Phantasmal Flames
I said this.
2025.
Phantasmal Flames is coming out in October.
Okay, so we don't get to count that one. But I'm just saying, they are on an upward trend where I think 2026, it's going to peak. It'll probably hit that anniversary set. If they can come out with a special set next September timeframe, right? Because that's usually like late in the year. If that set is good too, 2026 will clear any other year that the Pokemon Company has ever put cards.
No, I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. Yeah, but I'm telling you,
what's the second best year? Like, what's the best year up to this point? Do we have to go back and do we talk about vintage and modern or mid-era, or say something like 2020?
The best year for TCG, like just the TCG?
Well, so it's the best year for Pokemon cards, not the TCG, because I know you're going to go competitive if I say TCG.
Okay, so we'll say for Pokemon cards, there's no comparison. There really isn't, because the only comparison would be for Logan Paul when he ripped open a first edition base set Shadowless booster box, right? And he did that in 2019, right? He did that at the end of
2019 that he did that?
He did that at the end of the Sun and Moon era.
I thought that was like 2021.
Maybe it was 2020. But I'm telling you, it was 5 years ago, right? And Sword and Shield came out in 2020. At that point, there was no set good enough that Logan Paul could capitalize on the, hey, let's collect Pokemon. Like, let's collect modern Pokemon. Let's have this modern hype. At the time, there was Vintage. Yeah, Vintage did boom quite a bit when Logan Paul ripped it. But Sword and Shield was a letdown, right? Sword and Shield base sucked. Vivid Voltage wasn't very good. Darkness Ablaze was kind of bad.
It was October 9th, 2020.
Okay, so at the end of October, right? Sword and Shield had just been introduced. At that time, I remember Vintage going, whoop. And Vintage
I would say
shot up, and Modern stayed right where it was because nobody wanted it, because Sword and Shield was not very good. And at that time, we were just getting introduced to Shining Fates. I didn't even think Shining Fates had debuted yet. I think Shining Fates was about to debut.
That's why it was so hard to get.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That was the only modern set because people were like, oh my God, Logan Paul, Charizard, Shining Fates, Charizard, right? Like, that's what happened.
This is crazy to say, but I agree with you. I think that the best year outside of next year was 2021. Because he opened it in October 9th of 2020, and then that kind of just fed everything into 2021.
Yep.
And was 2021 also Celebrations?
2021 came out with Celebrations at the end of the year. Right. But what I would say before 2021, and I don't know if you were opening Pokemon cards in 2016, right? But when the movie came out and we had the lunch boxes that came out, we had the promo tins that were coming out.
Yeah.
Everybody was like ripping as product fell into their hands. Nobody was buying product. It just kind of fell in their lap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was really easy to get. Yeah, I would say it's funny because outside of 2021, the year that I thought of, it kind of goes in a 5-year cycle, because the year I thought of was 2016. We talked about this, how Pokemon Go, was kind of the resurgence. And during 2016, what would happen during 2016? That was Generations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
XY Generations.
Yep.
So really, like, these peak years happen on these 5-year intervals. Yeah. And it's kind of interesting because 2020 wasn't impossible to get cards. 2021 was. 2021 was it's not as bad as today. I will say I'm on record saying, like, hey, it was just as bad then as it is now. Nope. I take that back. It has never been harder to get product for this long. Mm-hmm. 2025 is the worst year to try and get product in ever.
By far and away.
Not even close.
Yep.
So, because 2021, they turned on the printers.
Yep.
Right. So, I would say 2026 will probably clear 2021.
Oh my God.
And I would argue 2021 was probably, I would say 2016 was actually better than 2021. I think Generation is a better set than 2020 than Celebrations.
Oh, easily.
And you could actually get product.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I would say in popularity wise, 2016, greatest year for Pokemon cards. Or excuse me, 2025 or 2026, my God, greatest year for Pokemon cards. Okay, that was terrible. Guys, I had a stroke saying that.
Yeah.
And then
And it's kind of
following that,
unfair.
2016 would be number 2 in the event of like,
Yeah.
the sets that we got. And, people
Yeah.
were like, oh, Pokemon, I know what Pokemon is, yada, 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 right? And then 2021 just went crazy because of Shining Fates. And so you remember Shining Fates because you love Shiny Fates. I was not a Shiny Fates lover.
I did too.
Right?
Yeah, I did. I loved it. I will say this. It's a tough comparison. This hobby is continuing to grow at an alarming rate.
Yeah.
I have no other way to say it other than every year is going to be bigger than the last.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. If 2027 finds a way to top 2026, we're in trouble. I actually think that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
I think we have to see a correction after 2026. If 2027 is bigger than 2026 with the, the 30th anniversary being in that year,
Yep.
we got a problem.
Yeah, I think that is by far and away a major concern, but I think it's also because the Pokemon company is realizing that the hobby is growing and the community is growing, that they're going to pull out all the stops for next year for everything, including events, bro. They are going to throw so many good events around the world that people are going to start comparing it to the 2016 highlight reel.
Yeah, you got Worlds, which will have the Pokemon champions for the first time, plus Pokemon XP. You're going to have Legend Z to A out. It's going to be a wild time. I'm very, very excited about it. But then, you know what? I hope they chill. I'm okay with... I hope Pokemon chills a little in 2027. Let's chill.
I know you want that, but it's probably not going to happen, pal. Love you to death.
Let's chill a little, man.
Yeah, I would
Let's chill.
Hey, chat, y'all let us know down in the comments below. Do you think that the Pokemon Company should chill following the 30th anniversary? Okay, we're going to leave you guys with that on the evening. Yep. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, guys.
My name is PokeScout.
I am Gentilac Gaming.
And
this has been
Critical Hitz. Thank you guys so very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, y'all.
I wish y'all a lovely, lovely night. Love you, pal.
Love you guys.